A dentist has been jailed for 7 years for stealing money from the NHS in one of the largest frauds in the organisation's history. Dr. Joyce Trail stole £1.4 million over 3 years by claiming payments for work she hadn't done.
Her daughter, Nairi Sterling, who assisted in the fraud, was also sent to prison. Callum Watkinson reports from Coventry Crown Court.
Nairi Sterling seemed relaxed as she arrived at court to learn her fate today. It was her mother Joyce who masterminded the fraud and was sent to prison for 7 years. 6.5 for the fraud and 6 months for perverting the course of justice. When a dentist signs a contract with a PCT, the money is paid up front in monthly instalments. Every NHS job the dentist does goes towards honouring the contract, with patients signing forms as proof the work was done. Joyce Trail's deal with Birmingham and Solihull PCT was for £620,000 a year. So she was paid over £50,000 a month, but simply didn't do 3/4 of the work. During the trial, the jury was shown these images of the inside of Joyce Trail's £1.2 million house in Sutton Coldfield. Trappings, said the judge today, of high living. The money she stole could have paid for 73 nurses, 221 hip replacements, or pay to treat 51 leukemia sufferers for a year, according to the primary care trust the women stole from. The man who spent 3 years investigating them hopes today's sentence will deter others.
I don't think it's a big problem within NHS dentistry. There's obviously a lot of dentists that would never consider doing fraud, but hopefully the ones that do consider, looking at the sentence received today, will reflect and they will decide not to do that in future.
Joyce Trail's daughter, Nairi Sterling, seen here leaving court in Birmingham after her conviction, worked at the practice in Handsworth and assisted her mother with the fraud. Sentencing her to 2 years in prison, the judge, Peter Carr, told her, "I accept that had it not been for the actions of your mother, you would not have been involved, and there's no evidence that you gained financially." However, he told her people who carry out frauds cannot operate those frauds successfully unless they receive the help of others. But he had by far the harshest words for her mother, Joyce Trail, who he called the organiser of the fraud. "You did what you did out of pure greed," he told her. It was a calculated, blatant and persistently dishonest fraud. There may only have been one victim, he said, but that victim represents all of us. It'll be 3.5 years before Joyce Trail can be released on licence, a successful dentist, now disgraced, who lost everything because of her greed. Callum Watkinson in Coventry for Central Tonight.
Police federations across the West